harshest conditions sometimes unveil the harshest truths, and it's time to face them head on. Even if it means voicing out the much evident issues such as rising temperatures due to climate change and global warming under the scorching sun.
Hello friends, today we are with Apurva. He is founder of SankalpTaru Foundation and he is on a very crazy initiative. Right now we are in Jaisalmer. It's almost about 45 degrees here. So let's ask him what he is doing. Hello Apurva, how are you?
Hi Abhishek, thanks for the introduction.
Why this crazy move? What's going on?
So we are doing a movement which is called ST move.
Okay, and let's move then.
And then I'll tell you why we have chosen this time of the year to do this. So because we firmly believe that harsh realities should be discussed during the harsh times.
Right, it's right.
And climate change and global warmings are the harsh realities of the current times. And that's why we are talking about it under the scorching sun,
it's really
amidst
hot,
the heat waves. So that's about it. And as we proceed, I'll tell you more about the movement.
Yeah. So what this movement is about and why you personally thought, like, why you are doing this, like, why you?
Right. So ST Move is something, our initiative to create global climate action. And as I previously said, harsh realities should be discussed during the harsh times, not inside the AC conference rooms.
Right.
So I thought, someone will have to take the charge, get to the ground and talk about this global climate action where we mobilize individuals to take charge of environmental conservation and sustainability related initiatives, and that's why we are here.
Okay, and what's the plan? What are you doing? Like, what's this
So I'm
initiative
paddling from Ghotaru, which is in Thar Desert, a small village where we are growing a future forest.
Oh wow.
And I'll be paddling to New Delhi for some 1300 kilometers in next 16 days. And the idea is if we can really create awareness on climate change and global warming issues, that would be one achievement. So you would be curious to know that how this cycling will create
definitely. I was just thinking about this, like, why cycling, like, why at this particular place, and like
so
this.
Cycling is one of the greenest mode of transport, and we want to really mobilize people across the world to make them part of this cycling. Though I would be doing cycling for some 1300 kilometers from Ghotaru to Delhi, but we are reaching out to masses, requesting them to be part of this mission by doing simple things at their own premises. It could be as simple as taking climate pledges.
Like for example?
So it's like operating AC on 24, 25 degrees centigrade range instead of 18 degrees, because not only it saves electricity, but then it also has very less carbon footprint. So that's one of the climate pledge. We have about 10 plus climate pledges which we are requesting people to take and then do their bit for the environment. And we are in fact hosting walkathons. So we have at SankalpTaru we have an app called Huge App. So we are requesting people to walk for 50,000 meters in next 15-16 days and be part of this mission. So the idea is to really invoke their conscience and make them aware about these issues, and then not only encourage them to adopt sustainable lifestyle practices, but also encourage them to be healthy, and that's why cycling.
Oh, great. And Apurva, tell me one thing, like, like people do a lot of things, like these initiatives, movements, and they talk about a lot of things, we hear them, right? But doing something like this, in this particular hot temperature, it's just not a very kind of, like you can say it's not just for the people. It's something which moves you inside also. Like there is some personal, kind of goals maybe. And why you thought, like you should do it. Like what's your personal thing about it?
Though my personal goals or motivations might be very minuscule part of this large campaign called ST Move. But however, if you've asked me, I was bedridden for some 3 months, 3 years back, and I had developed a very rare form of rheumatic arthritis, which is like you need to be on medication and very careful, and chances are there that you become immovable. So, but I have taken this pledge to beat this illness and really inspire others who might have been suffering from this disease, that yes, you can recover, you can bounce back by staying fit and moving like me. So that's something on a personal front. But then certainly ST Move is something where we are requesting masses to create that movement, keep moving to save the planet from environmental degradation.
And what do you think, like why people, in general, like we are so apathetic about climate change, why we are not accepting that this is just not the reality of this place, it is going to be the reality of not entire nation, but the entire earth, this heat wave, like we see, it's coming all over India right now.
That's a good question. So Abhishek, we have chosen this place to do this or start this movement because I know you and me are right now under scorching sun, right? It's already 45, 46 degrees, and we are doing it from this place because if we do not take actions right now, heat waves may spread to other places as well, those places which might not have even faced heat waves in the past. It's not only about heat waves. Already we have seen climate changing a lot, weather patterns changing a lot, harsh winters, so much of rains, so much of heat waves. So if we don't take action right now, the situation will become rampant, and of course it will affect everyone on the planet.
Right. And tell me one thing, like there will be a question from a lot of people, like, okay, so you are doing cycling, that's good, really good, and they will appreciate it. But what else you are doing during this entire movement? And what are, I think there must be a lot of things which will, make this movement very special.
So So ST Move has been designed in a way where we are not only reaching out to masses to make them aware about the consequences of climate change and global warming, and adhere to those climate pledges or adopt those healthy sustainable practices. That's one part of it. But we have also now taken a pledge as part of this movement that we will do one good deed a day, or asking people to do at least one good deed a day for the planet. So it could be anything. So suppose, today only we have started a small school near Ghotaru. That village doesn't have any literate person, right? Even old people or younger generation, they all are illiterate there, right? So we wanted to really light up the lamp of knowledge. And through this campaign we have done, because Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs of UN, if you see, it talks about holistic development, which has, of course, a part of environmental conservation as one part, but then, how to make people and planet more prosperous, healthy, that's also part of SDG. So through this ST Move campaign, we are trying to achieve as many as SDG goals as possible.
Right. I think that's a great initiative, because I have seen that during the morning, like how these kids have been,
so I mean,
the energy and all.
First time they have seen a classroom.
I think
so. And there are adults as well, right? Who haven't seen classroom yet, and they are very keen to step into a school. And I know we have developed a very humble classroom there with all the natural material, whatever resources we had. So so the focus should be on people as well as planet.
Okay, Apu. So I think this is a really interesting initiative you are doing, and I think it will have a great impact on people, masses. And but I think when we go and talk about this, back of the mind, people will think कि यार आप जाके तो आए हो, लेकिन how you reduced your carbon footprint.
We thought before we make people to take pledges.
Yeah.
It's time for us to take pledges first,
Right.
and then invoke other people's conscience.
Right.
So जो कुछ चीजें हमने की हैं वो those are like कि हम अपना कार्बन फुटप्रिंट इस एक्सपेडिशन के दौरान मिनिमम रखें.
Right.
So we are using.
I think zero ही कर रहे हैं because आप पेड़ भी लगा रहे हैं.
हम लोग पेड़ भी लगा रहे हैं. Yes. So we are trying to be carbon negative.
Yeah.
Okay. So हम लोग our commute is something. Of course, cycling is one of the greenest mode of commute. We are for people who are following us. They are using one EV,
Right.
which is there, and we are making. Thankfully, at our various plantation sites, we have solar powered irrigation system. We already have solar power there, so we are powering that EV or charging it through solar power.
Oh wow,
That's one. Second pledge which we have taken for this campaign is that we will not stay in hotels.
Okay.
We will stay in local settings. We will pitch tents and then stay there.
In this heat, when you are running and cycling on this, and then in the night you are
So,
again it's a
thankfully
tough way.
we have trees
Yeah.
at the pit stops to offer us the shade.
Yeah.
And I'm sure when you do something to save nature, nature protects you. So
Right.
that way we have a nice blessing from the mother nature
Right.
in form of trees to offer us shade on the way. And third thing which we have pledged is that we will have a very minimal footprint in terms of the goods or things we consume on the way.
Right.
So that remains very in harmony with nature.
Right.
So these are few things we have adopted to, and then that's keeping our green mission more greener, I would say.
Great. I think that's an answer to most of the people who thinks like this is a fancy kind of a publicity event. What it is.
Yeah, it's a reality
as
show
long, yeah.
to show the harsh reality of climate
Right,
change.
right, you are right. And also tell me about what do you think will be the impact of this entire initiative on us?
So if you see SankalpTaru, it's one of the largest non-profit working on afforestation aspect. So now we thought, okay, how to now really scale up our impact, and we thought, okay, this ST move would be the moment where we reach out to masses. क्योंकि हम लोग सिर्फ इसमें पेड़ लगाने की बात नहीं कर रहे, हम लोग इससे लोगों को बोल रहे हैं कि पेड़ तो लगाइए, साथ में सस्टेनेबल लाइफस्टाइल प्रैक्टिसेस को अडॉप्ट करिए अपने घर पर, जो कि एज सिंपल एज हो सकता है कि आप कपड़े का थैला लेके शॉपिंग करने
राइट. अगर हम इतने हीट में सस्टेनेबल प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं तो आई थिंक लोग घर में रह के तो इजीली दे कैन ट्राई.
एग्जैक्टली. एंड हम लोगों ने हमेशा सोचा है कि जो इस ढंग के अवेयरनेस कैंपेन्स हैं उसमें डेफिनेटली सबकी भागीदारी बड़ी जरूरी होती है. एंड देन एवरीवन, because we are about 8 billion people sharing the same planet, so we firmly believe that हर कोई छोटे-छोटे steps भी लेगा greenery के.
You can see कि अभी तो
heat wave का थप्पड़ पड़ा है.
तो और अभी तो I think it's like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
ये तो अभी start हुआ है till 4 or 5. This is gonna be more extreme for us to be on the road. So Apurva, I think that's a great way, like to move people and do something. That's what ST Move is about. And how do you think, like when we talk about climate change and we talk about there are a lot of talks happening, but how do you think India, like it's on the forefront of this climate change thing, like because if the damage will be there, we will be the first one to take a hit for this, right?
Right. So I will talk about the challenge first and then opportunity.
Right.
So of course, when it comes to face the consequences of climate change and global warming, we are very vulnerable as a country, because you know, India is an agricultural practices dominant country.
Right.
So a lot of people are dominant on that.
Right.
So if it affects, definitely that aspect is going to be affected. The second aspect is that we have to we have an opportunity to prove ourselves, right? Because India, if you see at a global scale, has a lesser carbon footprint,
Right,
as compared
definitely.
to other Western
Yeah,
countries. But we are going to be one of the most populated country, right? So movement like these, ST move would definitely give opportunity to people, especially in India, to do their bit, because हम सब लोग एक एक छोटी छोटी सस्टेनेबल प्रैक्टिस को भी अडॉप्ट करेंगे तो उसका इम्पैक्ट बड़ा होगा और पहले ही हमारा कार्बन फुटप्रिंट कम है.
बिल्कुल.
So that's why there is an opportunity for us to really prove that India can lead with an example when it comes to environmental conservation and healthier, sustainable practices.
And also, Pur, tell me about this thing. Like, we are doing, India is doing a lot of things, and we are very hopeful that, we people, all of us together can come for movement like ST Move, right? And we can, really change the world. We can show the world a way, So, how do you think, like in long run, these kind of initiatives will have a larger impact on the society? Like, for example, the initiatives we are talking about, the small steps. Like,
so
how we can
very optimistic about it. When in 2012 we started SankalpTaru and created this platform to plant trees online, people were asking us questions. Hey, we don't have a great online or internet penetration. Who's going to plant trees online with you?
Right.
But then slowly and gradually, yes, the initiative picked up. SankalpTaru.org became a very popular platform.
Right.
And so many people started planting trees for the reasons even we never thought would be possible. People are now greeting, wishing others to good luck through planting trees, on examinations or other occasions. So there is an emotional connect with the platform, with the trees, and certainly we believe that through technology adoption, if you really make this a bigger movement, environmental conservation, definitely people do support you, provided there is a angle of transparency and credibility attached to it. I believe SankalpTaru offers that, and that's the reason so many people have now started becoming part of this movement called ST Move.
Right. Yeah. I think that's great to know, and I think people here who are listening to this, they will be really moved by this and I urge a lot of people to be part of ST Move. And it's not like is it just for this 13 days movement, or it's going to be a longer one? So what's the strategy for?
So as I said, 1300 kilometers in this 15 days, though I would be taking, but then steps towards sustainability should never stop.
Right.
So it's ongoing movement.
Okay.
And yes, we request people to adopt sustainable lifestyle practices every day.
Right. And I tell you a very small incident when I met Apurva. It's just a very basic to give an idea who is Apurva and how he thinks. So he basically took a 5,000 kilometer journey on EV, which is considered even in this remote terrain. And I asked him why to do this, like you can do through petrol car and all. And it's really tough because it's you need to plan everything in that way. And then he said, that to save Mother Nature, it's never easy. You need to do efforts, and it will take a lot of toll. So
yes, that's the reason we are talking here under the sun to really request masses to take care of Mother Nature, because it's never easy. So people will ridicule you, they will make mockery out of you, but then I will request everyone to do their bit, irrespective of whatever people say, irrespective of whatever those challenges you face. So it never comes easy when it comes to serving Mother Nature, but definitely through this, we would have a greener planet.
And also just tell me a little bit about, like you have been to most of India, like in your recent travels, how you observe like how this climate change is affecting India? Like small things you have seen, like it was not there, but right now it's happening. Like in your recent cycling trip, you had a forest fire.
Yeah.
Just in Dehradun. So
Yeah.
what kind of incidents you faced?
So, right,
Yeah.
there is tremendous pressure on ecology everywhere, I must say. Far flung places as well, which never had a chance, or they were not prone to climate change. They are undergoing such a cycle now, and that's because of so many reasons. It's more of a global problem, one could say, but then there is a footfall increase as well, right? If tourism has picked up, especially places like where we met earlier as well, Ladakh, and,
Yeah.
Others. So there's a pressure on ecology.
Right.
So that is really devastating those places as well, and all we can do to save is awareness.
Right.
Awareness among people who are visiting those places, awareness among those people who are residing there, right? So talking about Ladakh, yes, of course, saving that serene place is everyone's responsibility. Travelers, local residents, authorities, everyone. So we believe that it should be a holistic approach, and movement like ST Move could really be helpful, creating awareness and creating an action in that direction.
Are your shoes burning now?
Yeah, I believe they might melt also.
Yeah, definitely. If we are on this track for long, the shoes are gonna melt because it's extremely hot here.
Right.
And,
so it's lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for your patience, Abhishek.
No,
I know walking along with me was not that easy, and thank you so much for having me. And definitely we'll meet once again.
Yeah,
Till then,
sure. Yeah,
I'll pedal.
Yeah,
and then
ST move.
let ST move, and then see you soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'll continue my green journey.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Apurva. Bye bye.